Hey everyone, and welcome back to DRS Speed Hunters, your one-stop site for getting juicy Formula One stories. In this video, we're going to discuss the most overrated drivers on the 2024 grid. Also, before you get upset, just hear us out. Now, we're not saying that these drivers are terrible driving. In fact, every single driver on the list is incredibly talented. They have to make it to F1, right? However, we do think that sometimes they're given more credit than they actually deserve. Before we dive into the list, please take a moment to like the video, subscribe, and let us know in the comments who you think is the most overrated driver. Now, let's get into the main order of the day. Number 3, Lando Norris. Lando Norris is an absolutely skilled driver. The guy has been an excellent performer, consistently punching above his weight in a McLaren car that's been a dark horse all year. His skills on the track surpass his teammate Oscar Piastri more often than not, extracting every ounce of speed from that McLaren. And this has got people talking. His wheel-to-wheel skills and the way that he can dodge past rivals or fiercely defend his position can be absolutely thrilling to watch. You can't help but wonder just how high Norris can soar next season. The kid's got talent, and his future in Formula One, it appears to be bright. With his impressive performances, Norris is establishing himself as one of the best drivers in the sport with his remarkable achievements. But despite all the buzz about him, Norris still finds himself on our list of overrated drivers. Why? Well, he undeniably has impressive speed, but Norris' season has been far from stellar. His lack of consistency and frequent mistakes under pressure have raised questions about his ability to deliver when it truly matters. While he has secured pole positions this year, it has been a challenge when he has to deliver results. Mistakes under pressure have cost him several strong finishes, and to make things worse, his teammate, Oscar Piastri, has shown greater consistency at times, further highlighting the underperformance in Norris' performances. The dynamic within the team also has added complexity to the season. On more than one occasion, team orders have required Piastri to step aside and let Norris pass, a situation that raises questions about the team's faith in Norris' ability to deliver results on his own. If Norris wants to cement his place as one of the top drivers in Formula One, he'll have to address these shortcomings and turn his talent into consistent success. Looking back at his beginnings, it's clear that Lando Norris was destined for greatness. His early success in karting and junior racing series hinted at his incredible talent. And yes, he's had moments of brilliance, and yes, we also can agree that he struggled with consistency this season. But let's be real, driving for McLaren comes with its own set of expectations. Expectations that Norris hasn't always met. But we're going to give the young talent a break, remembering that Norris is still in the early stages of his career and still has time to prove his worth. With continued growth and determination, he may soon be able to overcome his inconsistency in F1 and the hurdles that have held him back thus far. Number 2, Charles Leclerc. And while we're anticipating Lando's comeback, let's take a moment or two to talk about Charles Leclerc. Now, Charles Leclerc, the golden boy of Ferrari, has had a roller coaster season, marked by victories and failures. As a young prodigy, his performances in the junior categories have captured the attention of fans and experts alike. And gradually, Leclerc's rise through the ranks of motorsport. And thanks to his impressive records, he made a debut in Formula One in 2018. Now, Leclerc's journey began with Alfa Romeo Sauber before he made a switch to the prestigious Scuderia Ferrari in the following year. Bearing the burden of the iconic prancing horse, expectations were pretty high for this young driver. Leclerc's first Formula One race with the Sauber team was far from spectacular. He qualified 18th on the grid and finished 13th in the race. Despite the modest result, he did show promise and potential. Fortunately for him, his strong debut performance caught the eye of Ferrari. After signing up with Ferrari in 2019, he wasted no time proving his worth. His first race win was at the 2019 Belgian Grand Prix. This race got everyone talking as he became the first Ferrari driver since Fernando Alonso in 2010 to win on their debut season for their team. Despite the early successes, Leclerc's 2024 season has been a bit of a mixed bag. And if not for his Monaco victory, which was definitely a breath of fresh air for the young driver, Leclerc's year would definitely have had a negative impact on his Formula One career. With Ferrari struggling to find any form since the Spanish Grand Prix, Leclerc has found himself battling against the odds to secure strong results. When Ferrari had a faster car, it was his teammate Carlos Sainz who managed to benefit more from the car. However, Leclerc's consistent performances in the opening 7 races saw him finish within the top 4 for the opening 7 Grand Prix. But as Ferrari's issues persisted, Leclerc began to slip down the ranks, his frustration increasing with each passing race. In retrospect, it's difficult to pinpoint exactly where things started to go wrong for Leclerc and his Ferrari team. The introduction of upgrades in Spain aimed at increasing the car's downforce unintentionally led to bouncing issues at high speeds. The technical complication effectively canceled out any potential gains from the upgrades, and unfortunately, Ferrari fell behind. Luckily, they were able to emerge as the second-best team among the top contenders. As the 2024 season progressed, each team's struggles continued, and Leclerc found himself watching his championship hopes slip away. Even if Sainz was able to salvage some victories, it was obvious that Ferrari had serious problems that would take a lot of time and work to fix. The talent and potential of Leclerc have never been questioned throughout this tumultuous time. His inability to use his skills and salvage situations, as is expected of a top-tier driver, has led him straight into this overrated list. However, he does remain one of the most talented drivers on the grid, and hopefully with the right car and support, he can undoubtedly return to the top, silence his critics, and reclaim the position as one of F1's most promising young talents. When discussing overrated drivers, it's impossible not to mention Ferrari's internal dynamics, especially regarding their strategies. The team has often prioritized Leclerc over Sainz, instructing the Spaniard to let Leclerc pass even when Sainz has shown better pace. This has led to frustration, and this season, Sainz has refused to always follow team orders. His defiance has upset Leclerc, who feels that the team's favoritism is affecting his performance. The tension, combined with inconsistent decision-making, only adds to the criticism that Ferrari strategies are a major factor in whether their drivers can truly shine. Let's see how Leclerc performs when he has Lewis Hamilton as a teammate. Since we're not talking about just any driver, we're talking about a 7-time world champ who won't allow himself to be made the number 2 driver. And number 1, Sergio Perez. In the world of Formula One, expectations are always high, especially for drivers representing top teams like Red Bull or Mercedes. One such driver who has found himself basking in the spotlight is Sergio Perez. Perez is undoubtedly a skilled F1 driver, and he certainly had some good results in Formula One, including multiple podium finishes and some race wins. Starting his racing career in Formula One with Sauber in 2011, Perez immediately became known for his aggressive driving style and ability to get maximum performance from his car. However, the early success in his car began to diminish due to inconsistent performances and a series of team changes. It's common for most professional athletes to get criticized, and Checo, as he is popularly called, is no exception. But despite his wins, the Mexican driver has often been criticized for his mistakes on the track. Most of his mistakes consist of poor starts, lockups, and strategic errors, which have limited his progress. We've seen his impressive finish in 2023, where Perez finished 3rd in the championship, and we accept the fact that he's a valuable asset to Red Bull Racing, with consistent pace, podium potential, and flexibility. However, his inability to challenge Max Verstappen raises questions about his true potential. The Dutch driver is consistently outperforming Perez, and the 2023 season qualifying and race sessions were no exception. Fast forward to 2024, and Perez has made progress but still falling short of expectations. Throughout the 2024 season, Perez has appeared determined, trying to prove his critics wrong and prove his worth as one of the best Formula One drivers in history. However, the talented driver, unfortunately, has ended up having mixed results. Despite his great driving skills and past accomplishments, he's continued to struggle to keep up in certain races. This unfortunately has led to a lower than expected performance. He's had too many Q1 exits and faced difficulties in qualifying sessions. And as the season went on, it became increasingly evident that Perez was unable to maintain the high level of competitiveness that's expected of a driver in a top team like Red Bull Racing. His tendency to make mistakes, coupled with his reliance on a strong car, has led many fans and critics alike to question whether he's truly in the same league with the top tier of F1 drivers. Regardless of the increasing criticism, Perez has refused to back down and remained determined to improve his results and aim to finish this season on a positive note. Now, although Perez's passion for Formula One is unbreakable and his relentless pursuit of excellence continues to captivate fans and critics alike, Perez will need to prove his worth by consistently delivering strong results. And despite his challenges in the past, Perez remains a valuable asset to Red Bull Racing, bringing experience and a fresh perspective to the team, as well as a significant backing from sponsors and financial support, which some believe is the key reason for his continued presence in the team. However, to truly establish himself as one of the best drivers on the track, he needs to improve his consistency and minimize errors. So while Perez may not be at the top of his game, as he was before the 2024 season, he's still very much going into competition, striving to set new records and prove the critics wrong. Hopefully, he gets what he's looking for. But what about you? Do you think they're overrated or not? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and please like the video and subscribe to enable us to serve more exhilarating Formula One content.